Hello and welcome to the Redstone Engineering series. This video is going to go over the two basic designs that I use for flying machines all the time in my own circuits. I'm also going to go over a basic Bedrock Edition friendly design because sometimes those can be really hard to find and also really hard to build. We're going to save the advanced flying machines as well as the tips and tricks to making your own flying machines for later videos because I don't want this video to become an hour and a half long. So with that, let's jump right in. Alright, so the first design I want to talk about is my favorite flying machine design, and it is this 6-block design right here, where you have slime blocks, and you cannot use honey blocks with this design. They have to be slime blocks because of the opacity that the slime blocks have. They're sticky pistons that face in like this, and then you have observers attached to the slime blocks. And then the way you power it is you power the opposite side of the direction you want it to go. So if I want it to go left, I power the right one. And likewise, if you want it to go right, you power the left one. And you can make the return stations and the sending stations or whatever, however you'd like. So if you want it to automatically send, I usually just put a piston that goes right here, and then it fires in front of the observer and sends it. You can also use an observer if you want it to be automatic or whatever you'd like. There's a lot of flexibility with this design, which is partially why I like it. And of course, you can move the observers on the slime block however you'd like. So if you want it to be 1 block wide, you can do this, and it will work the exact same way. And you can actually just rotate these up if it needs to be vertical. So if you just rotate this counterclockwise 90 degrees or clockwise 90 degrees, it'll work up and down. And you can either put it horizontally if you want it to be horizontally 1 block wide. It's all up to you, and that's why I like this design the most. Alright, so the next design is a small adaptation of the first design, but it allows you to use honey blocks instead of just using slime blocks, because now the observer has the redstone signal going directly into the pistons, so it doesn't rely on the fact that the slime block is opaque in order to carry the redstone signal. The fact that we can use honey blocks also means that you can put a bunch of them next to each other as long as you stagger the honey blocks and slime blocks. If you do this, you need to make sure that they all go at the same time, which is why we have the pre-built stations that can both send it and receive it. So the way you do it is you can update all of these observers at the same time. I like to use pistons, but you can do whatever you want. And then it will fly at the same time. And then in order to send it back, you just do the same thing. And then you're good to go. You can also modify these however you want. The exact design that we used in the ice farm is we have either a honey block or a slime block down here. And then we have an opaque block here. And then this thing pushes a sheet of ice. So like a sheet of ice would be like these 4 blocks here, and then they would go all the way down. And then it pushes it over here, and then another flying sheet would push it over. So this does have a really good use case. It is a little bit more pricey than the first design, but it can have a lot of good use cases if you need to have a bunch of flying machines next to each other like this. Alright, so up next is the Bedrock Edition friendly flying machine design. So unfortunately, in order to make a flying machine in Bedrock Edition that can go 2 directions, you need to make some sort of abomination like this. And this is one of the simplest designs I could find. So the way you build it is you build it just like this is built right here. And I think this is the easiest way to do it, where this is specifically glazed terracotta. The slime blocks are under these observers, just like that. This is specifically obsidian. This is some sort of opaque block, and it doesn't actually need to be an opaque block with a button here. It's just so that you can power the piston in a convenient way. And then you need to make a return station where the observer up there will observe this observer when it's on this level, because this whole thing will get pushed over, and then this observer will be on this block, so it'll be what gets observed by that. And then you put a normal piston under it that faces this direction. This is a sticky piston, and then this is an observer that faces this direction. So what will happen is when you somehow power this normal piston, it will push this whole piece over. It'll fly like you think it would. And then this will turn it around by pushing this piece over to the right. And then it will go the other direction, and it will start over. Alright guys, that'll be it for this episode. Like I said earlier, we'll get into the advanced flying machines as well as tips and tricks to making your own. Those are what will enable us to make things like the vertical elevator that can pull out of the ground, flying machines that can go 4 directions or 6 directions even, so on and so forth. Those will be cool, so keep a lookout for that. I hope you found value out of this video, and I hope these flying machines can serve you well in your own circuits, and I'll see you next time.